choice to make. It's my new rebellious way. Choice to make, it's my new rebellious way.
Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. Can everybody hear me? Please put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, please. VCOB, yes, we like to dance around here. Put a tune to start the podcast, as always. Thank you so much, Lucy Wynn. Welcome, everybody, to the Saturday podcast. Thank you, as always, to the moderators. I feel like I always forget to thank the moderators. I'm so awful, but thank you all. And thank you, everyone, for coming. I want to apologize because I swear the universe has been working against me since yesterday. I scheduled this podcast for 8:30 a.m. British time this morning, which was a mistake. And then you guys are not going to believe I locked myself out of the house. And I had to go run to get a spare key. That is why the podcast is like an hour and a half late. But we are finally here. It seems like the sound issues have indeed been sorted out. And I have a very, very fun and special podcast for you today. We have a very, very lovely special guest. So everybody, please get ready to welcome Miss Miss Yasmin from Cookie Crumb Cookies. I'm sure you all remember the hilarious feature on Ellen when Meghan did that really funny prank. I love this. I love that we finally got to see Meghan's personality, but there was a lot that you didn't actually get to see. And unfortunately, there were a lot of people who made some very negative comments about the whole thing. But I think we're going to clear up some of the negativity today and have a fun, good old chat. So please, squaddies, give a very, very warm welcome to Miss Yasmin. Yasmin should be able to speak now.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you so much for coming on today to Duchess of Success podcast.
No, thank you for having me. This is so exciting.
Yes. So I guess the first thing I'd maybe want to ask you is how um like aware were you of Meghan and Harry and the royals before the show before the show actually happened?
So I've always been a fan of like the royals, but I didn't really know much about Meghan and Harry, to be quite honest. I was a fan of Meghan.
Mm.
When we got on the show and they told us that it was Meghan Markle who was going to be shopping at our booths, I immediately got so starstruck. I was so nervous. Um, they told us act as normal as you can, because she wants to just be a regular person shopping around. And I'm looking around at the other vendors and I'm thinking to myself, how is no one else freaking out? Why am I the only one freaking out? I just, she's so beautiful. She's so nice in real life. But, beforehand, I didn't really look up any information about Meghan or Harry because we had no idea they were going to be on the show. I
Yeah,
did.
because this was a lot of people wanted to claim that it was staged and that you knew that it was all going to happen.
No, not at all. In fact, I didn't know it was a prank. I got invited as a vendor to go and sell my cookies, and obviously, as a small business, I figured, hey, why not? Let's grow. Let's go sell the cookies over there. Maybe we'll meet someone famous. Little did I know. But no, we got on the show. We set up our tables, and everything was just. It was a surprise. It was a shock to us. When the whole joke was over, that's when all the hidden cameras came out, and I was so shocked because there were cameras behind me. They were like right next to me by the bushes, and I literally had no idea. I saw some comments stating that we were actors, that we were, paid actors, that we had practice with Meghan beforehand. And I was like, no, I promise you guys, it really wasn't. We were real vendors. I didn't take the time to comment on any of them. I was just,
Mm.
there's too many of them to comment on. I was like, it is what it is. I know that it's not fake. Everything was pretty much real. Nothing was staged.
So she comes over and starts talking to you with
Mhm.
her with the assistant lady. Like what is going through your head? Because I would just be freaking. I think I would just actually pass out.
I'm glad I didn't pass out, but I was shaking. I was absolutely shaking. I stutter a lot when I'm nervous. So I was thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, Yasmin, keep it together. This is Meghan. You can't mess up in front of her. I was extremely nervous. Especially because I was talking to her and she wasn't responding. But because I did
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was a joke. And so I was like, "Oh, okay. Okay." And then she started like saying all these things. Like one thing that wasn't aired, she goes, "Can you come up with a word?" And I was just like, no, like I didn't know how to act. Like she was asking me to come up with a random word. I'm like, how am I supposed to do that? And then like at one point, this wasn't aired either. Um, she dumped everything that she had in her purse all over my table.
Really?
Yes, and she had a bunch of other items in there. I didn't know what they had in mind, but there was a bunch of coins, it was candy, baby bottles. It was just all sorts of random things that were dumped on my table. And like my first thought was like, oh my God, Meghan Markle just dropped her whole inside of the bag on my cookies. But then I was like, wait, I still have to sell these cookies and there's change on them. um Again, because I thought I was just a regular vendor. I didn't know I was getting pranked. Um
Uh,
Man, but no, it was just crazy. I was so nervous. I was extremely nervous, especially because they told us to act normal. And I thought to
yeah.
myself, well, how do you act normal in front of, the Duchess? How am I supposed to do that? You know? But no, it was definitely nerve-wracking, but it was so much fun. So much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, you are truly a good sport, and so was Megan. I feel like you both like played off of each other very, very well. And then afterwards, you got to sit in the audience, right?
Yes, yes. I was able to sit in the audience and I was able to you know, stay there for the rest of the interview. And it was amazing what I got to experience because you can definitely, definitely feel the love for Meghan, at least over here on, on this
Mm,
side. When
mm,
she came out, she got a standing ovation and people were
mm,
clapping for her, and it was amazing. It was amazing. I saw somewhere when I went back and I saw the interview, I saw some comments saying that, oh, the claps were staged, no one really cares. And it's amazing, you know how far people go to just spread something so negative,
mm,
especially when
mm,
it's not true. And I could honestly say it's not true. I was there in the audience and she got a standing ovation and people were clapping for her, and you could tell that she was really overwhelmed by it. And especially
mm.
coming from all the negativity that she's been receiving to getting all
Yeah.
the love, you could tell that she was really like taken back by it.
Oh, it's amazing to hear.
Hmm.
And did you have in the immediately after the show, did you experience like an uptick in sales?
Oh yeah. Oh, that yeah. Right away. Like I was talking here a little earlier, I'm still a small business. We're based off in Southern California, and it's a one woman show. I do everything.
Oh,
So
amazing. Boss
so
girl.
yes. So when the show aired, literally, I am not joking. Maybe 10 minutes after it aired, my phone was going off. New order, new order, new order. I was so scared. I was freaking out because I'm like, how am I gonna do this? I mean, I managed to get it done, but it's so true what they say. The Meghan effect is so real. It's so real.
Mm,
Um, again, like I said, I didn't know she was going to be on the show. The only thing they told me beforehand was make sure you have gluten-free cookies. That's all they said.
oh,
And
okay.
so when they told me that, I was like, oh, that's very odd. But I'm like, oh, okay, maybe people just are, gluten-free over there, so that's fine. But it turns out it was for her. Like they're gluten-free. And so I made a couple of gluten-free cookies, and those are the ones that she took. She took 3 of the Oreo gluten-free cookies
Mm,
and just classic chocolate chip cookies. But yeah, it was amazing, and the sales went up for those, the gluten-free cookies as well. So
oh,
it was
amazing.
it was amazing. It was scary. I'm not
Mm,
gonna lie, it was scary, but it was definitely amazing. It was a once in a lifetime experience. Who knows when
yeah,
that's ever gonna happen again? But
yeah.
it was fun. It was so much fun, and um, you know, I'm glad to finally speak about this because I didn't speak to like any other social media platforms about it.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
and just because I wanted to respect them, and I was
mm,
I was approached by other like who was it, Inside Edition, I believe. I was
mm,
approached by them, if I wanted to talk about my experience, and I
mm.
declined everything just because I didn't know what their approach was with it. I
Yeah.
didn't know how they wanted to go with it, and I didn't want to seem like I wanted the attention in that sense. I just
Mm,
like if I was gonna speak about it, I was gonna speak about it with someone who's like you're a huge Meghan Markle supporter. So I'm like,
yeah.
that's who I want to speak to because I don't know how they're gonna turn it around.
Yeah, yeah, and I totally respect you for that and understand that. And I'm sure everybody listening can understand that as well because the British press, in particular, any little thing they will twist it and turn it and
Oh yeah.
write it into a different narrative. I mean, I saw comments and people were saying that Meghan was disturbing the vendors and
Oh
it's
my
just like
god.
everybody had like a great laugh and a great time about it. It was it's a great experience, but it just shows like how far they will go to turn something that was, a perfectly fun and funny experience into something negative for no reason. So
Yeah. You know,
on
I,
on
that was really that's one of the things that really I think it bothered me because I saw comments saying that she was making us seem like we were less than her, that she made us feel extremely uncomfortable. I mean, after the joke was gone, she thanked all of us. She gave us a huge smile. She was very grateful. She complimented all of us individually on our products. And she took home with her products from from us vendors that were there. Not
Mm,
once did she ever say anything negative. Not once did she ever give us like like any reason for us to think that she was being negative towards us.
Yeah.
She was extremely sweet. And like at the end of it all, we were all just taken back by it. And we were just staring at each other like did this really happen? But no, it's amazing how people can really twist things around and not really see what really happened. And it
Mm.
was just, I'm telling you, like when I saw the comments, I've only seen the video once just because I get so embarrassed. um, but when I read the comments, I was so taken back by it. I couldn't believe
Mm.
how much hate it was receiving. And I just all the lies that were being told, and I was like, no, it's nothing like that. People are they just like to exaggerate the whole story and turn it around. And
Mm.
it was
Mm.
definitely, she did not make any of one of us feel uncomfortable at all. I can guarantee you.
Oh, that's lovely to know. So thank you so much for sharing all of that and clearing all of that up. I guess the only other question I maybe had for you was, as a small business owner, a one woman band, what advice would you have for other people who maybe want to start their own business? What kind of challenges have you faced, and how have you overcome that?
One of the, you know, a tip that I would give anyone out there is just putting yourself out there and not saying no. Whatever opportunity comes your way, agree to it,
Mm.
go on full force and, you know, show up. That's basically it. The whole Ellen show, it happened because I got emailed, what's your biggest dream? And I told them, my biggest dream is for my business to flourish and to eventually
Mm.
have my own store. That
Mm.
alone, just by responding to an email that they sent to the whole audience, I was chosen because they liked my response. And it comes to show that it's just not saying no to any opportunity that comes your way. Just putting yourself
Mm.
out there and being positive.
Mm.
That's the tip, or advice that I can
Mm.
give, because you never know what can
Amazing.
happen. I mean, look at how far
Yeah.
it has gotten me by,
Yeah.
just saying yes to any opportunity that comes my way. It's been amazing.
Yeah. And also, I guess, what are kind of like your plans for the future? Are you do you have like a permanent vendor base that you have, or are
Mhm.
you kind of just like online at the moment?
Yeah, so we have an online shop. We do work here. We're based up in Southern California, but however, we do ship out. My plans right now are just to get my brick and mortar up and running. That's basically what
Mm.
I want to do. As of now, we do farmers markets, we do pop-ups, so we only do them here in Southern California at the
Mm.
moment. But our dream and my goal is to definitely expand. That's basically that's really what I want to do.
Amazing.
Set an example for my kids, because I am a mom. I do have two
Oh,
kids. And
oh,
everything that's happened to me so far with the business, my kids see what's going on and they're so happy. My son, he's 10. He was so excited that I got to meet Megan. He was so excited that I
mm,
got to go on Ellen. And just knowing that they're seeing me, grow as far as
yeah,
being like a business owner. I think that's just amazing. It's amazing. So I'm just really happy with what's going on right now. And I one day hopefully we can be all around.
yes.
Yeah.
I would love to get some of those cookies in London. Please do bring them here.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. That would be a dream.
And how far do you ship that? Do you ship like just across the states or just
Yeah.
certain states?
So it's just across the states at the moment.
Mm,
That's all we do at the moment, and then we do offer like free delivery to the Southern California,
okay.
and that's what we're doing at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Yasmin,
Oh no,
for
thank
your
you for having
time.
me.
And I'm sure we'll definitely be spreading the good word about your small business to the entire squad.
Oh my God, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. And I'm so glad that I finally got to speak about my experience on the Ellen
No,
show. Yes, because I was holding it in for so long.
yeah, no, I'm so happy to have given you the platform. All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you. I
You,
truly appreciate it.
you have a wonderful day, darling. Thank
You
you.
as well. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Oh, did I just go on mute? What happened there? There are folks who don't even know Megan, so how can they hear her so much? Is this all because of Harry? Well, I feel like at this point we all kind of know the reasons why. But they're gonna find anything and everything to criticize Megan for. We just push ahead. Cookies and cream. God bless this young lady for doing the right thing, indeed. And I don't blame her for having reservations, because even people who have come forward and said good things about Megan, they've managed to twist that. I mean, I remember there was the thing, like, I think they hunted down Megan's boyfriend from like the fourth grade or something. I don't even think it was her boyfriend. I think it was just like a boy that was in her class, and he made a comment. I don't know. It was, I can't remember exactly what the comment was, but they somehow managed to twist a very innocent encounter between two children in school into Megan was a seductress or something, like, in school. I mean, it's just the littlest things that they pick up on and twist around. So I hope to get more interviews like that. And yes, please do support her. So we're just gonna finish off with yeah, I'm so sorry. I got muted for some reason. I have no idea what happened there. Silly StreamYard. Um so oh, can you all hear me now though? Uh okay, you can hear me now. Great. So yes, I'm just gonna finish off with the small bits of news that have come in since yesterday. So we know that the next Invictus Games is going to be held in Canada. Justin Trudeau did put out a video statement, and also it's come through that Harry had a meeting with defense ministers from 20 different countries, and also meetings with diplomats from Germany, etc. While the UK press is whining over nonsense as usual. But yes, onwards and upwards for Harry and Meghan, and I can't wait for the next Invictus Games, because I would definitely like, as long as there's no restrictions or anything like that, you will see me in Dusseldorf in the pinkest, most over the top outfits, just so you know that it is me. You won't be able to miss me. Um yes, legs. It's the first thought of the UK media. How can I twist this? Um, Black Queen, just like they are saying Harry is taking money from the poor disabled soldiers of the Invictus Games. There is no bottom for these vile gutter snipes. No, there isn't. And we know that that money is going to the Invictus Games Foundation that helps to run the games. Oh, thank you so much for your kind comment. So that was that. The only other thing that I wanted to mention, I'm pretty sure that we've all, or most of us have seen it by now, but this was a statement, an open letter to Edward and um, Sophie, who are carrying on with the Caribbean Queen's Jubilee tour. And it was pretty strongly worded. So for those of you who haven't yet read it, I will read it now because just wow. So it says, Antiguans and Barbudians are a respectful people, and we so join with our Governor General, our Prime Minister, and government in welcoming you to our nation as representatives of Head of State, the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II. We ask for a return of similar respect. It has become common for members of the royal family and representatives of the government of Britain to come to this region and lament that slavery was an appalling atrocity, that it was aberrant, that it should not have happened. We have heard such from your former Prime Minister David Cameron, and most recently from your brother, the Prince of Wales, and your nephew, Prince William. But such sentiments do not convey new knowledge to us. African people, and their descendants, as most of us are, have known such since the middle of the 16th century. We have been on the receiving end of the barbarity. We hear the phony sanctimony of those who came before you that these crimes are a stain on our history. For us, they are a source of genocide and of continuing deep international injury, injustice, and racism. We hope you will respect us by not repeating the mantra, we are not simpletons. Okay, wow. See, they're not playing around with this at all. And I'm so glad that they're saying this because so often when we get these speeches from representatives, from the United Kingdom, it's just words with no real actions, and it's almost as if they expect their words are enough to heal the deep wounds. And I'm so proud of these countries for standing up and saying, no, we want more, we want action. So and we are definitely not simpletons. And so the letter continues. We share with you some other things that we know. We present these issues in a non-confrontational manner. Our reparations ideology seeks to foster and facilitate reconciliation between Europe and the nations of our region. We know that the European slave trade, the enslavement of Africans, the genocide of indigenous peoples of this region, and the deceptive indentureship imposed on Asians were not acts of nature. They did not fall from heaven like manna. They did not occur like hurricanes or earthquakes. They resulted from willful acts of white Europeans aimed solely at Africans. We know that the British Crown, both as royal family and as institution, is historically documented as an active participant in the largest crimes against humanity of all time. We know that as early as 1558, John Hawkins used one of Queen Elizabeth's ships on one of his slave trading voyages and shared the profits with her. So they're given a history lesson as well, because some people like to twist and forget about certain parts of history. It continues. And further, that she went on to exert crown control over trade with West Africa, including trade in slaves, by issuing letters patent for such voyages in 1561, and so on and so forth. We know that during the 17th century, your family ancestors were owners and investors in the Royal African Company and associated companies, the Royal Gambia Company and the Royal Adventurers Company, set up under Charles II and his cousin King James II. We know that these companies, all dubbed royal, engaged in the kidnap and transportation of hundreds of thousands of enslaved Africans across the Atlantic Ocean to the Caribbean. So just to stop there, I think back to yesterday's interview with Dr. Shola and Angela Levin, and the way Angela Levin wanted to speak down to Dr. Shola and almost diminish the seriousness of what is being presented in this letter and the seriousness of history. And I think the attempt to diminish it is so that there is a comfortable space in which the royals can show up to these countries and just smile and wave and act like, we're back in the good old days. So the letter continues. We know that the Crown owed enslaved Africans as late as 1831, 3 years before the passage of the Emancipation Act. Those enslaved included our ancestors. We ask that you respect that. We also know that no one today in your family was alive when the crimes against humanity were committed. So please do not tell us that again either. Oh, okay. As others before you have done. We know, however, that everyone in your families in your family continues to live in the splendor, pomp, and wealth attained through the proceeds of the crimes. Indeed. We alert you that throughout your visit to the region, you will hear the call of Caribbean people to the British Crown and the government for reparations for slavery. We know that a former British Prime Minister has described those Caribbean nations as slums of the empire. Which British Prime Minister was that? Was that Boris Johnson? I don't know if anybody knows who said that. Please do confirm if you know in the comment section. The letter continues. We know that our leaders, respectful as they are, will find ingenious ways to hide the physical shame of slum from your eyes. But we assure you, across our region, many still live in deep, persistent poverty and social despair. The call for reparations is not an academic exercise. It is a demand to Britain and other enslaving countries of Europe for partnership and in a constructive strategy to meet the social and economic development gaps in the region, those imposed through slavery and colonialism, and those that are perpetuated through the incredibly unjust existing neo-colonial international order which Europe and the United States champion. Respectfully, we ask a few questions and we hope that you will provide answers during one of the addresses you scheduled to make here or in any other nation in your good will don't save us tour. Oof. Why is it so hard for you to oh God. Why is it so hard for you to sincerely apologize for your nation's role in slavery, like decent human beings do when they offend? We know that acknowledging and accounting for wrongs is deeply enshrined within both British law and society. Then why is it that you cannot apologize for your nation's documented historical wrong? Do you think, like members of your family before you seem to think, that we are a subhuman species, therefore not worthy of an apology? With utmost respect, Antigua and Barbuda Reparation Support Commission. Well,
Next question. See ya.
like that is literally going to be Sophie and Edward on this tour. Okay, I'm going to go to your comments before I before I make a comment on that. Ooh. But also, I just want to say, actually, before I go to your comments, is this not what Harry and Meghan tried to talk about when they gave, when they were still, what was it, the organization that the Commonwealth Youth, remember they gave that whole speech online via Zoom, and they talked about the importance of talking about the past and healing from the past. And what did the British press and the establishment do? They attacked them. And now they're having to face, in a much more direct way, the consequences of not dealing with this issue a lot sooner. And they had a chance to do so with Harry and Meghan in the fold. They had a chance to have two faces who are very likable, who people enjoy having around. You know, when Harry went to visit the Caribbean, nobody was talking about reparations. Everybody loves Harry. And you had a woman of color who was a part of the family. I mean, this whole conversation could have been had, as difficult as it is, in a much more peaceful and straight. I wouldn't even say straightforward, but you know, we wouldn't be having this situation now, is what I'm trying to say. It could have been dealt with in a whole different issue if the establishment had just listened to Harry and Meghan. And now you've got representatives writing letters like this on what should be a tour which, quite frankly, if you ask me, should have just been cancelled. I still have no idea, given the disaster that was William and Kate's tour, why they continued with this one. Oh, Valerie, this morning Harry was meeting with the German team for Invictus Games next year. That is fantastic. Palmer, are people in the UK able to get some truth amidst the lies? Not really, to be honest. I mean, there are a couple people who do appear on daytime TV as a counter voice every now and again, but when you have a constant bombardment of propaganda on the morning TV shows and the newspapers, I mean, it's you have to actively look for alternative points of view yourself. But to be quite honest, you should never really believe everything that you hear from the media anyway. So I have to question like why these people just go along with everything that they hear. Cookies and cream. The letter needs to trend on all social media platforms. The world needs to see that letter. I mean, and what? Um, my gosh, what a powerful letter! And every word was, I think, so carefully thought out. And I love the fact that they said, don't treat us like simpletons. Stop saying the same things that you've always said. We want action now. Oh, Dr. Charlotte was on German TV. Really? That's amazing. Oh, thank you so much, Kim Hamilton, for becoming a YouTube member. Welcome to the club. Oh, was it David Cameron that said that? Hmm, very interesting. Well, I mean, what can the likes of Angela Levin say now? Is she to literally dismiss the very people who live in these countries? Rosa, I admire Dr. Chola for having the strength to deal with British gaslighting day in, day out. It's on another level. Yeah. I mean, really and truly, she has been one of the most vocal and outspoken defenders of Harry and Meghan. Oh, thank you so much for joining us, Fatima. David Cameron in 2015. Okay. Yes, somebody should give Angela Latrine a copy of this letter. This is why we can't get over it and move on. The Caribbean know the Queen is the Queen, not her offspring. Who wants to see them? Indeed. Yes, Teresa. The letter says what I think a lot of Black people and people in Africa and the Caribbeans have felt for a long time and for generations. Okay, I'm gonna just go through your comments and then we'll call it a day and wrap it up. Thank you so much for coming and thank you for your kind words. Um, for Yasmin, what a lovely young lady, and I will put all her business details in the comment section. And please do support her if you've got an event or you just want some yummy cookies. Please do support her. Prime Minister David Lloyd George. Okay, we're gonna double check and fact check that and put it in the pinned comments. Yes, V. Thomas, it was a very well written letter. But if I was Edward and Sophie, I would call in sick. Yeah. Say that you've got long Mr. C. Just say you got Mr. C. Um, Marsha, that was someone in the squad who wrote that letter. If I'm not claiming that it was, they told them off very well. Yeah, there's someone on the Antigua and Barbuda Reparations Support Commission that is a squaddie for sure. Yeah, Adisa, the letter was like, I wish a colonizer would. Uh, uh, I'm starting to believe more and more and more that this whole Caribbean jubbly nonsense was Charles's idea because there is no focus on Charles whatsoever right now or Camilla. And remember, Camilla had a lot of heat on her after it was announced that she would be queen consort, and nobody's even paying attention over there right now. Everybody's focused on these disastrous Caribbean tours. Diane, before Harry visited the Caribbean, there was buzz about reparations, especially in Jamaica. Harry was able to come, listen, and if not set things completely right, at least buy some time. Yeah. And I do think that if Harry and Meghan were still there, they would try to come to a fair solution. They could have been used as diplomats to come to some kind of solution. Now it seems like this is all just going to happen with a lot of animosity and resistance, obviously from the British side. But it's not like they haven't paid reparations to other people before. So it just seems like they're choosing who they don't want to give reparations to. Joyce, the ignorance of the firm knows no bounds. If the A team failed on the Caribbean tour, why would you send the C team? That is true. Yes, Patricia, Harry and Meghan could have dealt with this in an honest, heartfelt way. Indeed. Yes, Beverly, it's the same conversation that Harry and Meghan tried to have with them. Frederica, they spent too much time making the Queen, Charles, and William look good that everyone else was just left by the wayside. I don't see anyone staying about after the Queen passes. Well, yes, and it's a very random thing to now suddenly be sending Charles and Sophie for such big and important tours like this when they haven't really focused on them at all. Yes, you're right. The focus has been on the Queen, Charles, and the heir. And now it almost feels like they're going to be spread a bit too thin. Yes, Masha, Harry tried to warn them, Meghan tried to warn them, but they feel that they can do as they please. Not anymore. This is a new time, new day. Y'all, who is this Tina Brown lady that you keep talking? I literally don't know who this lady is. Is she a royal reporter? Okay, everyone. Who's gonna get the last word of the day? Thank you so much to Legs for the super sticker. Highly appreciated, darling. Oh, you ordered your cookies. Yay! Please do order your cookies from Yasmin. Oh, thank you so much, Nutty Doctor. Thank you. Highly appreciated, darling. David Cameron's family benefited from slave trade reparations. Wouldn't surprise me. A lot of people in high places in Britain did. Joy Bell, the guests will usually put this on social media to debunk all the negative things that was said about Meghan with the vendor. I will. Absolutely, I will. I'll be posting all of this on social. Get the letter get the letter trending. Yeah, we will do. All right. I will end with Mo Jones. Thank you, Sofa Squad family. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you, everybody, for your generous donations today, especially Nutty Doctor. Thank you so much, darling. You've been with me for a very long time, Nutty Doctor. Just part of the furniture now. But you are all so much appreciated. And yes, please go do support Yasmin and share this interview around so we can get the truth out. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, my darlings. Don't know if there'll be a podcast tomorrow. If anything, if any big news comes out, then maybe there will be. But if not, I will see you on Monday. Love you all. Bye.
I know I messed it up, forget my soul. I feel a love for you that's out of control. Sometimes I feel like I can make you whole. I just can't change my emotions.
Chief,